Welcome to my channel. Back with another movie recap. This is drama and thriller genre movie and it has 4.4 IMDb rating. The name of the movie is My Teacher, My Obsession and release year is 2018. The film is about Riley who struggles to make friends after transferring to a new high school where her father is an English teacher. When she meets with Kyla, they become close friends until she learns that Kyla is obsessed with her father. I hope you enjoy watching my recap, and as quick reminder, this video contains spoilers. Along with her dad, Chris, who is the new English teacher at their school, Riley, currently a senior in high school, is beginning on her first day at school. Both the popular girl Tricia and the yearbook photographer, Kyla, notice Chris in his first lesson. Riley approaches Kyla after class, introduces herself as Chris's daughter, and invites Kyla to her home for a study discussion. Riley informs Kyla at her residence that her parents' divorce was caused by her mother's adultery. Kyla gets enamored with Chris that night after having a dream about him. Kyla is enraged when Tricia approaches Riley the following day. Riley is warned about Tricia by her mother, who states that Tricia has a history of experimenting with teachers, including sleeping with a history teacher the previous year. Later that evening, Chris, who turns out to be Kyla's date, is discovered by Jess, Kyla's mother. After becoming envious of their flirting, Kyla ruins their date, sending Chris home for the evening and giving herself a chance to spend more time with Chris. Riley ignores her warning and goes out with Tricia nonetheless. The next day, at school, Kyla approaches Riley about it and accuses Tricia of using Riley to gain access to her father. Riley informs her that Tricia denies having an affair with their history instructor and instead accuses Kyla. After Riley departs, Kyla vehemently rejects the claim. The next day, after Kyla has stuffed her storage unit with explicit images she had shot the night prior to that, she informs Chris that she is the victim of harassment, and he assures her that he will assist in identifying the perpetrator. When Kyla and Riley make up, she admits to sleeping with Riley's history instructor and says he used her as a pawn. Later that evening, when Chris and Jess were getting ready for their date, Kyla sent Chris inappropriate texts on his phone while impersonating Tricia. Chris gets fired by Jess because she suspects he is having an affair with one of his pupils. Kyla sneaks inside Chris's vehicle while he sits there and kisses her. The cops come the next day and remove Tricia from the scene. They discovered in her drawer the phone that Chris had used to send the sexually explicit texts and images of Kyla. At Riley's birthday party that evening, Kyla breaks into Chris' private workspace and tricks him into experiencing intercourse. Riley, distraught, finds them and flees. After Riley spills the beans the next day, Jess encounters Chris. As she escorts Kyla away, Kyla insists she is innocent since she is of legal age and that she is head over heels for Chris. After Chris says Riley he is sorry and that he will no longer be seeing Kyla, Riley forgives him. Kyla contacts Tricia the next day by phone to arrange to meet up before school. Upon Tricia's arrival, Kyla breaks her fingers and confesses to framing her. Kyla shouts out for aid as Riley and Chris pull up, accusing Tricia of attacking her. Kyla visits the hospital as Tricia is taken into custody. There, Riley breaks the news to Kyla that she and her father are no longer speaking, and Kyla seems to agree. Riley hesitantly agrees when her friend asks her to step in with the yearbook duties for that evening's volleyball game. Chris tells Kyla their relationship is finished and begs her to leave him alone once Riley departs, but Kyla insists they can be reunited now that Tricia is out of the picture. Chris will have the opportunity to see Kyla on a daily basis in class, so she says she'll never leave him. After Chris leaves the classroom with his possessions, he decides to abandon his job and escape from her. Fleeing from the hospital, Kyla steals a scalpel. During their confrontation at school, Kyla strikes Riley in the stomach and claims that Chris can only have one of them. She carries the scalpel to Chris's class, where she accuses him of manipulating her former instructor rather than the other way around and tells him they are destined to be together. Chris tries to get Kyla to stop pushing him, but she trips him up, and he hits his head and passes out. Hearing the chaos, a janitor finds Kyla, who poses as a wounded person and begs him for assistance. Kyla slashes the janitor's neck and kills him while Riley, who is alive but severely injured, tells him to escape as he goes to find help. They get into it, and Riley ends up pinning Kyla down. Separate ambulances whisk Riley and Kyla away as the cops show up. After a while, Riley will be heading off to her first day at college. Unbeknownst to her and her father, a masked man stands by their side as they say their goodbyes. That was recap of My Teacher, My Obsession. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the recap, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to not miss videos like this.